So let's discuss COVID versus HVAC. If you're interested in maybe taking a career in this, or maybe your industry or your career path, your choices, whatever, didn't pan out so well because of COVID and everything. Just how does HVAC compare, sum up? How does it do whenever you put it up against these new circumstances we're dealing with? Honestly, it does fairly well. So don't get me wrong. There's lots of people that have been really heavily impacted. My company is not an exception to that. Yes, we've taken an impact. We've taken a hit. There's been a lot of things. We've had to make a lot of adjustments. We've kind of changed our approach on a lot of things. It's changed the dynamic of the company in a lot of ways. Some actually pretty beneficial to us long term. Others, maybe not so much. It's going to take some time to recover. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is we're surviving, and we've got lots of prospect for what we're going to do next. What we've got coming up in the future. What's our next steps for having our comeback, and really seeing through the other side of this industry, or I should say more of this pandemic. So with that, this is a solid trade. So what we were able to do is, we had to make some adjustments in how we handled service calls and things, but this trade, and not just this trade, most of the trades actually fared fairly well. Now, if you're in some of the certain sections of the trade, such as, the construction side, doing new constructions, or, some of the more project side of the trade, then sure, you took a much heavier hit. But if you're able to work in the service realm, or if you're able to, focus more on the service side, where you're more focused on emergencies and repairs and those types of projects, from what I've seen, the trades industries did a lot better overall. So, how does it fare? HVAC versus COVID. I personally think it's fared very well. If you're looking at starting a new career, a new industry, it's going to be tailored to your area, what you got going on where you're at. But I do highly suggest really taking a hard look at this trade. I think it's a worthwhile trade. It's easy to get into trade school for it. It's not going to cost you a fortune like many of these other trades, or other education streams would. And so highly recommend you consider just a trade. It doesn't even have to be HVAC. Really and truly, this is a trade that you can have a strong family in, that you can you can do very well for yourself. Something that a lot of people, the trades have a negative connotation about them that's come up from over time, and I know a lot of the boomer generation, everybody was just, the trades at that day and age were heavily saturated with employees and workers, and there was a lot less opportunity than there is today. But that has changed. All those people are either in retirement or have retired already. Honestly, there was not enough people trained to take those guys' place. And so what that's done is it's left a huge void in the trades industry. Whether that's plumbing, electrical, HVAC, you go down the list, okay? Huge voids left in the skilled trades. So there is abundant opportunity, especially in high growth areas. You can have a very healthy and balanced lifestyle that's where you make a very, very solid living for yourself, much more than those that were here running all this before us could have ever done. And that is because of the gap that is there. And again, it's not going to cost you everything you own in order to go to the school for it. It's not going to take you, decades to pay all that debt off for going to school. Heck, if you get with the right people, the right companies, and find the right opportunities, you may not even have to pay for school, or if you do pay for it up front, they may fully reimburse you on the back end. I know, like, for example, my company I work for, we've got a program like that where we will help reimburse some of your tuition expenses if you come into our apprenticeship program, or if you get on with us at some point. So you've got some experience in the field, or you've been through a lot of training, and we can bring you on at a certain level, and we're not having to start from scratch with you, then we will help cover some of your training costs moving forward. So stuff like that, that's a huge thing that a lot of companies are really stepping up their game on right now, because at the end of the day, we need people. Even right now, we still need people. Even after everything for this pandemic has happened, even after all said and done has gone down, we do not have enough people, period. And so, again, highly encourage you, consider a trade, look at coming in and taking a skilled trade. Yeah, I personally think HVAC is an awesome choice, especially if you're really heavy into a lot of sciences and just a lot more in-depth things, or say you like several trades, or you're skilled with several different trades. Say you're really good with electrical and plumbing, or you say you're really good at mechanical work, or mechanical and electrical work. You've got a combination of skills that you're very skilled at, and this is a perfect trade for you, because we have to use all of those traits. We have to use all of those things every single day in this trade, which is something that if you're working another trade, you may not use as wide of range of your personal abilities on a daily basis that you would in something like HVAC. And again, I'm biased 100%. I've been doing this for almost a decade now, and I wouldn't do anything else, not even for a second, because I get to do everything else every day. It's just a daily part of life here as part of this trade. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. HVAC versus COVID, my opinion, HVAC wins. We got a lot of additional, things that have come up from this. People getting special air treatments and filters, and there's a big boom in the air filtration and ventilation side that wasn't there prior to COVID. So that's going to be a big thing moving forward. We just know it. We're getting training. We're doing a lot of things and making changes to account for it as a company. So that's just the future. You got to go with the times. You got to make it happen. Anyway, guys, I'll see y'all later.